Small cities in India, they have a certain charm about them. Narrow lanes, chaotic streets, and vendors all around. But they have their shandar sides too. And driving in a small city requires you to have that shandar car, just like the Honda Amaze. It's absolutely enjoyable to drive, but delightfully peaceful at the same time.
Speaking of peace, in Amritsar, the home of the Golden Temple is where peace can be found, so much so that there's an entire museum dedicated to it. In addition to being a landmark of Amritsari Lahori cuisine, the other thing Amritsar is renowned for, this museum. Sarhad is a family-run establishment on the fringes of the iconic Atari border, built with a message to promote friendship between India and Pakistan. Featuring an impeccable collection of facts and photographs from the pre-partition era, Sarhad leaves you with an overwhelming sense of peace and optimism that tends to stay with you long after you've left.
Honestly, I was a bit sad about missing out on food at Sarhad today because the restaurant has been closed ever since the border retreat ceremony was suspended due to the pandemic. But the drive there was a fun one. The engine in the Amaze is so refined and it's exciting to drive at the same time. In fact, on highway drives, you can engage cruise control. There you go. And it's got a really nice gearbox to accompany it too. And the seats, they are just so comfortable, you feel like you bought a car a segment above. In fact, they put you in the right mood to spend a leisurely day in the city.
And since we had set our mind on a hearty Amritsari breakfast, next on our day's agenda was to steer the Amaze into Amritsar's really narrow lanes, because that's where you can find the best, most irresistible food. Thankfully, I have the Honda Amaze because it's got a really nice combination of effortless steering and compact dimensions, which makes zipping past traffic such a breeze. Having had our fill, or frankly a bit more than that, we were now suitably charged up to explore this fantastic city, but in the same way that the locals do. I had to line the stylish car up against the series of beautiful gates in the city for some pictures. And then who can resist the temptation of Amritsar's prosperous and busy markets? The weather here also took an unexpected U-turn. The sun was quite clear a few minutes ago, but now it's completely covered by clouds. But that's not really going to stop me from exploring this vibrant city.
Wow, that was a treat to the senses. You do well to bring your walking shoes along because the markets here are almost endless. Thankfully, you have substantial boot space in the Amaze, so you never run out of place to store all of it in. But now I have a lot of city to cover, so let's go.
Fortunately, there is more to do in Amritsar than just shopping, and our next visit was to the War Memorial Museum, where the city's history is proudly exhibited. As we soaked in the glorious historical reminders It invoked a sense of pride in us towards Amritsar, a truly magnanimous city given the challenging times it has put behind it. It's a hot day out here in Amritsar, certainly not ideal for all the walking I've been doing, but now with the AC turned up, music plugged in, and the Amaze's engine cruising along comfortably, all is well with the world.
I guess that's what makes the Amaze so special and shandar. The fact that it lets you do these things that truly matter with a level of comfort that you really don't expect from a car in this segment. And thanks to how efficient this is, I don't even have to bother with looking at this fuel indicator for days on end. Now, if you thought my day was over, well, you thought wrong. I can't let all that luggage space go to waste. And besides, I am still hungry and in mood for that delicious Amritsari food.